Hello and welcome to my TED Talk. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, but I wanted to open up the floor for whatever questions that people had for me. I posted this on Instagram and I said, ask me literally anything and I will talk about it in one of my next YouTube videos. And that's what we're doing today. This is a little Q&A from the Instagram questions box. We have quite a lot to cover. There were actually also quite a few repeat questions, so I'm gonna get to the ones that I got the most. Most frequently asked question, actually this was a really big one. Why am I not having a Disney wedding? And someone actually put that it could be like good for views, good for engagement, content and all that, which is, it's a good point. I've said this in like some of my live streams before, maybe a few of my videos. I guess I haven't been really transparent about it. There is a boundary that I have with Disney. There's a line. And the Disney wedding, like having a wedding on property, that is definitely like crossing the line for me, if that makes sense. Like I didn't want to get proposed to in Disney, absolutely not. I think it's because it has kind of become like, my second home. I'm there all the time. It's not something that's like incredibly special to me in terms of the fact that it's someplace that I visit and it's, a once a year kind of thing. It literally is 20 minutes away from me. So I didn't want to be proposed to there. And a Disney wedding, it just would be too much Disney for me. Like it's just over the top. You know what I mean? Like it sounds beautiful. I've watched the show on Disney Plus. Disney weddings are gorgeous. And if you want a Disney wedding, oh my gosh, absolutely do it. It's just not for me. I just want like a beautiful wedding at a really nice venue. And one of the questions was, no, my fiance is not a Disney person, at least not as much as I am. He enjoys Disney movies. He likes Star Wars, Marvel, all that good stuff. But he definitely won't go to the theme parks as much as I do because it's not really his thing. He'll go with me and enjoy it because I make it enjoyable, But he's not like a crazy Disney person. So that's kind of why we're sticking with the traditional wedding style. I will absolutely have small Disney elements in my wedding. I'm thinking like the table settings. So I saw on Pinterest that some person did fast passes as the table assignments, which I thought was so cool. So that might be an idea. But there will be small Disney elements and I will show those on social media. So we're still gonna get content, don't worry. The second most frequently asked question is this my full-time job, or do I have a full-time job and this is like my side gig? This right now is my full-time job. I am pursuing social media all the way through, pursuing content. I believe in my goals and my dreams when it comes to social media. It's been great for me so far. I'm seeing it through. I like kind of creating my own schedule, creating on my own. And so as of right now, it's getting me by. It's doing okay. So I'm gonna keep doing it until it either takes off or I become desperate. We'll see. It is up in the air. It's not like a crazy secure career. Honestly, what career really is. I am doing this full time now and I'm loving it too. It's been great. Okay, so another question I got a lot was, are we gonna do the Disneyland Halloween races for Run Disney? And yes, I was so lucky to get in at the right time and get the Halloween challenge. So we are gonna do the 10K and the half marathon, me and my best friend, she's my running buddy too. We've been doing this for years. And so we are gonna do that. And then we're gonna go do the Wine and Dine half marathon over in Disney World, which is the coast to coast challenge. That was our goal for this year, was to do the one in Disneyland and then the one in World and get our coast to coast medals. So very excited about that. It is a little bit challenging to get registration for the half marathon. The Run Disney races are very popular, especially since they took a 6-year hiatus from Disneyland. They're super popular over here right now because a lot of people want to get back and do them. Well, Disney World, I think they're a little easier to get into because I think they take more runners. It's a bigger space and they have them every year. They've never stopped, they never paused like us. So it's a little bit challenging. I think this year, all the races sold out within 2 hours. The 5K and the 10K sold out within an hour. So those are tough. But the half marathon was open for 2 hours. Yeah, but of course you were like waiting in the queue. Some people who were waiting in the queue from 6:45 a.m., which was 15 minutes before it opened, still didn't get in. It was like a random lottery virtual queue, which I think they need to work on that because that's not fair. So we are gonna do the Run Disney races at Land and World this year. Very excited. Someone asked, what is your biggest regret of Disney merch that you didn't buy? That's a good question. I believe there's been a few clothing items that I regret not buying because oh, you know what it is? No, this is what it is, and it just came to me. Okay, so there was this bracelet, and it looked like kind of like the Cartier, just the classic Cartier bracelet, the one that's literally everyone has, with those circles all around, just like that kind kind of like the cuff-ish bracelet. It was that, but it was gold and had little diamond crystal Mickeys throughout, like evenly spread out in that, on that bracelet. And I wanted that so bad. Thought that I could like save up and get it later. No, of course, it was at the time I was like looking for it, sold out, gone. So that is one that I regret not getting when I saw it. I went in, I saw it at least like 3 times before thinking, oh yeah, maybe I'll go get it now. No, gone. And that is a lesson in especially Disney jewelry. If you see it and you can get a discount on it or something, buy it. Things to do / wear on rainy park days. Okay, this is a big one because it does get puddly. We do get puddles in Southern California. We are not meant for the rain. We are not prepared for the rain. So the rain just builds up these puddles. Comfortable shoes. Waterproof or water resistant shoes are a must. I recommend bringing an umbrella. I love umbrellas. You can do a poncho. I mean, that's fine. It's just when you go inside, it gets everything wet. Also, your bag. You want your bag to be covered. So yeah, the poncho or the umbrella is kind of necessary. And you can also rent a locker. If you want to bring multiple jackets or like an extra pair of pants or something in case you're worried about getting wet, extra pair of socks, or a bigger bag, use the locker and then go out and, you know, enjoy the day, come back to the locker when you need. It's easier to carry your stuff or let it, you know, store your stuff for the day and then come back to it when you need it. They're $7 for the regular size, $10 for the large size. Someone also asked, is one day enough for Disneyland Paris? First time going there, thanks. Yes, for me, one day is enough at Disneyland Paris. I think you can do both parks because Walt Disney Studios is such a small park. I know that they just added their Adventures Campus. I was there 3 weeks before that opened, so I didn't get to do it, but I still think you could do a lot of Disneyland Paris in one day. If you were really like stressing about time and wanting to do everything, maybe do 2 days and then just like stay at the hotel or something. All right, this next question is, when you first started the social media journey, what inspired you to keep doing it? So I had a video kind of take off when I was over at Disney World during my friend's bachelorette party. We did a mini bachelorette party when Disneyland was still closed from COVID. And I made a TikTok. I was like kind of getting into it, realizing that I could do lip sync videos. And I was like, sure, that sounds like something fun. And so I did it. It kind of took off and people started to like the lip sync videos that I was doing. And I realized that I was, you know, kind of good at it and I could relate a lot of these audios to something Disney. So kept that going and just had fun with it. I was working like 3 jobs at the time, so it was a little tougher to get the videos out, but that's kind of how I started it and started doing like the food reviews and everything too. And it just kind of steamrolled from there. I just like kept making the videos. So that's pretty much, that's the short answer or the simple answer, I guess. Next question is, where did your love of Disney begin? Well, it's been there, I think, since birth. My mom took me when I was a little kid. I went with my brother a lot. It was mostly us growing up until I was about 13, 14, and then my sister came along, so we would take the little baby sister over to like Bugs Land and do all the stuff that, you know, were for little kids again, which was so much fun. Like for a while, it was just me and my brother doing all the big rides like Splash Mountain, Space Mountain with my mom, and then when my sister came along, we spent a lot of time in Bugs Land. It's been there the whole time and it hasn't left. I think for both of my siblings, it's kind of like, you know, they just like to visit every now and then, but for me, it became a part of me. That's why I love doing what I do and being there all the time, obviously. It started in childhood. My mom kind of transferred it down to me and here we are. It's continued ever since. Have I been to every Disney park? No, I have not, but I've been to quite a few. So I have been to obviously Land and World. I've been to Disneyland Paris. I've been to Disney Sea in Tokyo, not their Disneyland. They have 2 parks as well. I went to their Disney Sea in 2012. I am still wanting to go to the parks in China. I've not been to Hong Kong or Shanghai, so we're gonna get there one day. Have I ever been a cast member? No. I've applied though, multiple times, and just never got the call back. The next one is, seriously, would you ever let my wife and I buy you a drink at the parks? We love your content. Of course, I would absolutely love that. Let's do it. Next one is, how often you go to the parks, what you do for work. Have you felt a made it moment? As in like people are watching my stuff and know who I am. A little bit, yes. And the made it moment, gosh, I think that one came when I got invited to the red carpet premiere of Elemental. Walking the red carpet, getting pictures taken, that was pretty surreal. I never thought in a million years that I would be able to do that. So that was for sure that kind of moment. It had the parks, and meeting everyone at the parks is so incredibly wonderful. Everyone's been so kind and thank you all for watching my videos in the first place. The Elemental premiere was like, that was crazy. It still feels kind of like a dream. What's your favorite hobby not Disney related? Love this question. So I actually was a tennis player growing up. I don't know if you can see, that's me in the picture in the back. I played tennis and I went to college for tennis and played there on scholarship and had a great time, and I still love it. I still love playing. My fiance plays. We go out and hit whenever we can, and I would say that's probably one of my hobbies besides Disney. Also, I love to sing. I don't really do much on social media in terms of singing, but I'm trying to like get my voice out there a little more and not be afraid to sing a few songs that I like. How many days a week do I go to the parks? So it used to be like 5, which is, that's too much, you guys. I'm limiting it now to 3 max, and then maybe 2 as we kind of roll along. I do a lot from home. I do a lot of work from home, so I'm trying to limit to 3 max at this point. Must have Lunar New Year food. So by the time this video gets posted, Lunar New Year Festival will be over, but the must-haves, I say this year, were the barbecue pork bao bun. I really enjoyed the shrimp lo mein. Quesadilla egg rolls back every year, and it is very good. And then I also really like the spicy chicken bites, and I'm not really a spice person, but those were good. Best park to be in when it rains, I say Disneyland. I feel like there's more indoor activities in land, more indoor rides. A lot of the rides in DCA are outdoors. I say land, yeah. Does Disney compensate you in any way? They should if they don't. No, they don't compensate me in any way. I do have magic moments from cast members from time to time, but no, Disney does not compensate me. How did me and Evan meet? So that's my fiance's name is Evan. We actually met through tennis. I was supposed to cover for him at a tennis club while he was playing professional tournaments over in Africa. This was a couple weeks before the panini hit. So he went over there and I was covering for him at the club, coaching. Then the world shut down. He had to come back. And so we just kind of like, I was living alone. I had actually broken up with my boyfriend of 5.5 years, 2 months before that. So I was living alone and needed somebody to talk to. We started jumping fences to go play tennis because it was technically a socially distanced sport at the time, so we thought it was okay. But they closed all the courts in LA, so we started jumping fences to go play tennis, and one thing led to another, and we realized that we both liked each other. So that's kind of how that all started. Now we're gonna get married this year. Macy, that's so sweet. What's the best way to support you? I just want to buy you all the children. That is really nice. Thank you so much. There's obviously no need to do that. I do have a Patreon page. You can search me up on Patreon, The Magical Millennial. We do some fun giveaways over there. I post daily blogs and tips and tricks videos, all that good stuff. So I'm on Patreon, and also buy me a coffee. You can also search Magical Millennial. Also just want to say you have great taste because the Emperor's New Groove is the best. That's absolutely right. Have I always lived near Disneyland? No, actually, as a kid, and this was like a big thing that I used to do, and a big part of my childhood in going to Disneyland was we would take family vacations down from Northern California. We used to live in the Bay Area. So that was like a huge thing. We would just go with our cousins and go to Disneyland. From age 9, I think on, I have lived in Southern California, but for a time, and that's kind of where like my love for Disney began, we lived in Northern California. My favorite cake flavor. Ooh, that's a good question. I love that. Brie asked that one. Thank you, Brie. My favorite cake flavor, it's actually pretty tough. I just love like regular chocolate with like vanilla icing. It's so boring, but it's just so good. I also do love funfetti. I am literally a child. I feel like I'm a child saying that, but I love funfetti. It's so sweet and it's just, it tastes so good. Where do I display all my Disney pins? Right now they're in a box and it's bad. I'm going to find a better display case for them very soon. Are crowds less at Disneyland rope drop mornings or on days that DCA has early entry? Crowds are less at DCA, for sure. Disneyland, the crowds can be a little rough in the mornings. I feel like DCA every single morning, amazing at rope drops. So they're both great and they both you can get on a ton of rides early on, but DCA will have less crowds in the morning. How's wedding planning going? Ooh, we're getting there, y'all. I'm a little stressing, but we're getting there. Top 5 favorite shows that you can watch over and over. Oh, I got you with this one. The Office, Parks and Rec, New Girl, Schitt's Creek. And let's go with The Good Place. 5. My favorite ride at Disneyland, Space Mountain. I do really love, I'm excited for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I'm so excited because Splash was one of my favorites. And I also really enjoy Indiana Jones. The ride, not the queue. I don't like the queue. Most comfortable park shoe. I've been wearing my Reebok Renaissances for like a long time now, and I love them. My feet feel great at the end of a park day. So Reebok Renaissance, it's in my storefront. on my socials. I'm new here, hello. Favorite Disney princess? Belle is my favorite Disney princess, followed by, I think a close second would be either Tiana or I really love Ariel. Yeah, Tiana or Ariel. My favorite Disney animated sequel, probably Lion King 2. I love Lion King 2 and I love that soundtrack. I thought it was so good. I mean, Frozen 2 is great. Now I was thinking old. Frozen 2, actually no, it's Frozen 2. It's Frozen 2. I don't know what I'm thinking. They have the best soundtrack for sure. Yeah, so Frozen 2. A full Disneyland park food tour of all the best spots. I can do that for you. That'll be the next video. What's your most memorable park experience or pixie dust moment? The one that really stands out to me, and this is so, it was such a kind and simple gesture. I had been wanting to see the holiday fireworks all season long. I think this was in like, gosh, 2012 or something like that. My sister was super young. I wanted to bring her into the park, watch the fireworks, and they canceled them for the 3rd time in a row. I hadn't seen him yet during the holidays. So we walked over to Galactic Grill. I was like kind of bummed, visibly bummed. I ordered some hot chocolate from Galactic Grill and she just gave them to me and said, here you go, have a nice day. And I was like, I didn't pay yet. She's like, it's okay. It was really, really nice because again, I was super bummed about the fireworks being canceled due to wind. It was just nice of her to provide us with 2 free hot chocolates. So thank you to that lovely cast member from like over 10 years ago. If budget wasn't a concern, what would be a dream inclusion for your wedding? Oh man, we might do a string quartet. We might do that, but if budget wasn't a concern, string quartet, absolutely. What is your favorite non-Disney thing to do for fun? I love going to the beach. I'm a water bug, so love being at the beach, love being in the water. That is probably my favorite thing to do. I also love shopping. Who is your favorite singer? Ooh, good question. I love Jay Grobes. Josh Groban's amazing. I also love Kelly, Miss Kelly Clarkson, Ed Sheeran. He's so talented. Favorite musical that's not Disney? Oh, good question. I love Book of Mormon. And that's certainly not Disney. Book of Mormon's great. I've seen it twice now. I love it. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? Oh, what a question. It's so funny because my fiance's Backstreet Boys. I consider myself to be NSYNC because we would listen to all the soundtracks growing up. And Backstreet Boys, yes, I was in it, but like my mom loved NSYNC. That was my first concert I ever went to. So I'd have to say that I was an NSYNC girl growing up. This is another question. Where are my earrings from? Like literally my entire stack is BaubleBar except for the Pandora. These are the Infinity Gauntlet earrings that match the ring. Number 1 can't miss food item in the parks. Oh, wow. Good question. Right now it's like the garlic pretzel twist over at Maurice's Treats or Edelweiss Snacks. Also probably at Cozy Cone. The mac and cheese at Cozy Cone is very good. Someone says I'm praying for your DMs. Thank you, Daniel. Favorite ride at DCA? It's Incredicoaster is probably my favorite, but followed very, very closely by Guardians Mission Breakout. All right, we might have to do a part 2. Those were all the questions I could get to today. Thank you guys so much for asking all your questions and hope you got to learn a little bit more about me. I'll see you guys next week. Have a magical day. Okay, so fun fact, a week after like filming this video and going to Disneyland, I actually did end up getting that bracelet that I regretted not getting last year. This is the one from Chris Liu. It's so pretty with all the Mickeys on it. So no more regrets. I finally got it.